Good afternoon or good morning to all of you. My name is Mary O. Penetrante and I am the project lead of the Rethinking Plastic project implemented in Iloilo City, Philippines. The project focused on the reduction of plastic waste in Iloilo City through sustainable consumption, production, and management of its alternatives. This project was implemented from February of 2021 to May of 2022 by Central Philippine University in collaboration with the Iloilo City Government, the Department of Trade and Industry, and the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. The project has 6 objectives which we accomplished in May of 2022. First, we established the solid waste management baseline data which we use to inform our succeeding activities. There were 383 households and establishments who serve as respondents and participated in the supervised survey. Second, from the result of the baseline study, we used to design eco-solution models which we implemented in 13 pilot barangays or pilot communities. We conducted focus group discussions and interviews with selected resource persons and barangay officials. We also conducted public forum and validation meetings. Third, we started testing alternatives to single-use plastics, focusing on locally produced raw materials such as cassava. Fourth, we analyzed the recycling chain in the city from households and establishments to junk shops and aggregators up to the sanitary landfill. Fifth, we developed information, education, and communication materials which we use to inform the public about the solid waste management system being implemented in the city. We also developed audio-video presentations and solid waste management jingle which we used in pilot barangays and in related events. Sixth, we initiated dialogue for a citywide implementation of the enhanced eco-solutions by presenting and discussing the results and recommendations to the City Solid Waste Management Board. We initiated discussions with 15 barangays who expressed their interest in replicating the solid waste management eco-solutions in their communities. We recorded a reduction of 10.6 metric tons per month of plastic waste in the city, and our projection shows that when these eco-solution models are replicated in the remaining 167 barangays in the city, we can achieve at least 87% plastic recovery, and that means lesser waste goes to our sanitary landfill and lesser plastic waste goes into the bodies of water. There were 39 eco-aides and MRF managers trained in waste segregation, processing, recording, and reporting. We provided jobs and sources of income to these 39 eco-aides and MRF managers through the implementation of solid waste management eco-solutions. Some of them recorded a monthly income of 12,000 pesos from the sale of recyclables. A Senro website and database are being developed, and we will use this as a platform for report submission from barangays to GSO office and sharing of information and best practices. We also revised the barangay ordinances to include the schedule of garbage collection, violations, penalties, fees, and charges. We organized junk shop owners and operators in the city and partnered them with barangays to enhance the recycling value chain in the city. We also identified 3 representatives of the junk shop operators to the City Solid Waste Management Board. There were about 4,000 households, 600 commercial, industrial, and institutional establishments, and 127 barangay officials who participated in this project. The important steps in the implementation of these projects are the following. The first is the identification of the support need of the local communities. And in this project, it is the provision of equipment and materials and capability building. Second, the reduction of barriers to behavioral change. And in this project, we provided the means of properly disposing of their waste. And the third is addressing their motivation to practice the desired behavioral change. And in this project, we provided an opportunity for them to earn extra income from the sale of recyclables. This was supported by the IEC campaign like audio, video presentations, and jingle, and the implementation of local ordinances. The major challenge when we implemented this project was the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. It was the peak of the pandemic when we started the project, so mass gathering was restricted, no face-to-face activities, and at times, communities were in quarantine. This has significantly affected the timely implementation of activities. Second, the scheduling of activities was also a challenge since most of the local officials were busy with the vaccination. And then there was the holding of the national political election where government activities are not allowed during the election campaign period, which lasted 3 months. Third, getting the buy-in of the barangay officials was also a challenge at some time when we identified the pilot barangays. But eventually, we have overcome this through constant dialogue and sharing of information. The Rethinking Plastic project allowed us to contribute to a more regulated use of plastics and their alternatives in the city, having various groups of stakeholders become more responsible in using and disposing of their plastic waste and comply with public policies on solid waste management. The plastic waste generators, collectors, aggregators, and recycling operators have improved their chain efficiency and market capacities. Public-private partnerships are strengthened, and a data bank of best practices on waste management is established and available for replication. And eventually, we are expecting that problems on health and environmental pollution will be lessened.
Ang solusyon sa problema sa basura: refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose, and recycle. Problema sa basura, may kwarta sa basura. 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 Pahibalo sa tanan nga pumuluyo ang atong programa sa solid waste management gina-implementar sa bilog nga barangay. Gani ginapangabayang tanan nga magsunod sa schedule sa pagkolekta sang basura. Lunes, papel kag karton. Miyerkules, plastic kag plastic bottles. Biyernes, metal, lata kag botelya. Kinapangabay magit ang tanan nga painon ng basura base sa schedule sa koleksyon. Ang aton barangay Eco Aids ang magakolek sa basura sa mga panimalay. Ang violations, fines and penalties nakasaad sa lagi RA 9003. Sa dugang impormasyon o kung reklamo, magkadto sa barangay hall.
Salamat, binagbinagon naton ang paggamit sang plastic.